Hi everyone, welcome to Becky's Crafts and Goodies. Today we've got another DIY and we're going to be using the lavender that we got from the craft shop in Llandudno. And we're also going to use some bottles. Now I actually bought these bottles from Hobbycraft, but if you've got any bottles that you've washed out, these would be ideal to use for that. We're going to do some little flower displays and I thought the lavenders would be absolutely perfect. Now to do them, we're also going to use a new product that I haven't used before, and it's called clear casting resin. Now you have to be very, very careful with resin. It's got lots of warning signs. It can actually be quite dangerous. So if you're going to use it, then follow the instructions very, very, very carefully. Okay, and you have to make sure that you're an adult doing this. So just be careful with that. So with the pack of the resin, I actually bought that from Amazon. I'll just show you what I got in the pack. I've got the resin itself there. I've also got the hardener that you mix with it. They gave me 3 of these mixing cups, a couple of these stirrers. You get a couple of pairs of gloves. I've got another pair over the side there. And one of these syringes, and that gives you the exact amount of mils so you can be precise when you're putting the hardener in. So what we're going to do to start with is mix up the resin. Now you have to make sure that your room is well ventilated, and I'm also going to put down, I've got an apron on, and I'm also going to put down some paper. Now if you've got some newspaper or something like that, that would be fine, but I don't have any, so I'm going to just use some white paper just to put down on the bottom there. So I'm going to make a small amount to start with. They do also recommend, if you're doing it for the first time, to do like a trial kind of run as well. So after reading the instructions, it tells me that I have to put in 2% of the hardener. So I'm going to mix up probably around about 100 ml of this, and I'm going, with that I need to put in 2 ml of the hardener. Now I'm not 100% certain how much of this I'm going to need for these pots, so it is going to be a little bit of trial and error, but we'll give it a go because I have got 4 of the pots if we need a little bit more, so we can make up more or less. So I'm just putting my gloves on and we're going to mix up the resin. So we first of all need to put in 100 ml. So I'm going to measure this out now and put in 2 ml of the hardener. Right, so I've got my flowers and they're already measured out for these little tiny vases, and I've cut out 2 per vase, and I've just took off some extra bits of the leaves at the bottom there and just snipped them so they both fit in and they're around about the same height. So I'm putting 2 in that one and 2 in this one. I think 2 are enough for this size pot. I think they'll be absolutely fine. So what we're going to do now, a funnel would be perfect for this if you had a funnel, because you need to really try not to get it on the sides. So I'm just going to very carefully pour some in here. Now you don't have to actually put that much in, it's just enough to hold them. And I've got a little bit on the side, so what I'm going to do is just wipe that off a little bit. This is where a funnel would be useful. Okay, right, then we're going to put the lavender stems in like that. Now you will have to prop them up because they will take a little while to harden, and it can harden anything between 15 minutes to around about 70 minutes, so it all depends. So just kind of like prop them. They will kind of stay, if you put them somewhere they will stay pretty still. So I'm just going to do the same with this one. I'll just very carefully move this out of the way. If it does move, we can always jiggle it a little bit. So we'll do exactly the same thing. So I'm not putting loads in because you don't need a lot. It's just enough for it to look like there's a little bit of water in the bottom. And then put your flowers in as well. And we're just going to let them set in the bottom there, and they should set and harden really, really nice. So we're going to leave those for now, and then we're going to decorate the jars in a second. Right, I just want to quickly show you. I had enough resin to do all 4 of the vases. I've also got a tiny bit left. So I found this jar. As I said to you before, I keep a lot of my jars, jam jars. This is actually an old diffuser jar. I wash them out, put them in the dishwasher, give them a good old rinse, get the label off, and just keep them for projects like this, really. So with the tiny little bit that's left, I'm just going to make an extra one using this bottle as well. So that's a really, really good tip. If you have got bottles and things, just keep hold of them because they're ideal for things like this. So I'm just going to put the last couple of stems that I've got in this pot. Then we're going to leave them to dry. Okay, so they're dry. Literally, it's been a couple of hours and I'm able to pick them up and move them about and work with them. So what I'm going to do is decorate a few, give you some ideas. It's dead easy. You can use what you've got, or you can pop into the craft shops. If you are getting your flowers from the craft shop Llandudno, you could see what they've got, because I know they have lots of trims and ribbons and bits and bobs in there. Now, I don't know if you remember, we used this Hessian on the wreath video, and I thought that would look really cute, just cut up into a small strip and put round here. So I'm going to show you how to decorate this one. So I've got a piece here, and I'm not worrying about the bits that are coming off, because I think that kind of adds to it and it makes it look a little bit more rustic. If there are bits that are a little bit too long, you can just trim those off. Now, what I'm going to do to start with is put a little dab of hot glue on the back here, and that will just hold this kind of back part down, and you won't see this bit because this is the back of the bottle. And then we're going to pull it round, and I thought it could go on a little bit in like a cross. Let's just put a bit more hot glue on, stick that down there at a bit of an angle like that, and then we'll bring this side over and stick that. I'll put some more glue there just to help that to stick down. Bring that down there, and if you've got some bits that are too long, you can just kind of cut those off. So I'll just snip those bits there, just a tiny little bit, snip that bit off. And then what I've got is, in my little stash, I've got some gems and bits and pieces, and I found this. I thought this was super cute. It's a heart with like a pearl with some gems around the outside. So if I put some glue just on the middle of that, that will stick absolutely perfectly in there. But as you can see, that has cost hardly any money at all. And how fantastic would these look maybe on bridal tables, wedding tables? They're so cute, aren't they? Maybe you've got a business, maybe you're a beautician, a hairdresser, anything like that. They would look so cute, wouldn't they, on the side of your table? So I'm going to quickly make another one of those. So we've got a set. Okay, so we've got a cute little set there, so they can just stand to one side. And I'll just show you another little decorating idea as well. But it's a case of playing about and just seeing what you've got, what you can use. Now, I've got this really cute purple kind of lacy stuff. I've had this for a little while, and I thought this would look nice, maybe around the middle. So I'm just going to measure a little bit, snip that off. Just run that around the back. Now I've cut a bit that's too big, so I can cut some extra off. And it won't take much glue to hold it because this lace isn't very strong. There's not much to it at all. Let's stick that on there like that. And there we go. So that I think that looks really sweet on its own. It looks so cute, doesn't it? You could also, if you wanted to, maybe put some of this round the top. That would look sweet, wouldn't it? So again, I'm going to make another one to match this one. Let's stick that down there. And that's all hidden out the way at the back. But again, that's really simple, and I think that looks really quite cute. So I'll make another one now just to match that one. Right, so now we're going to decorate this little extra one that we made. And I thought this ribbon would go beautiful. This is from the craft shop in Llandudno as well. It's £4. You get this huge reel. You get loads on there. Now this size is 15mm, which I thought would make a really nice band to go around it. If you had some thinner stuff, you could maybe make a bow. That would look really cute as well. So I'm going to put a little bit of this around the middle of the bottle, and then I've also got some little bits of sort of embellishments as well that we can put on, but they do have lots of bits and pieces like this in store. I'm not sure how much of it's on their website, but you could always give them a ring, or if you are quite close, it would probably be best to pop in, because they've got far more stuff than, you know, you would imagine. So I'm just going to stick this down, and we'll put the seam as always at the back. So that's the band. I'm just going to pop maybe a little bit of this sparkly embellishment around the middle. I think that would look pretty cute. I'll just cut that off and stick that on. I quite like this one. So for being one off the cuff that we weren't sure we were going to make, I think it's turned out quite cute actually. To be careful of that because the hot glue is not set. Stick that around there. You don't need too much, just enough to hold it on. And then round there, put a little dab at the top just to help hold it. But I think these look really, really cute. And they haven't cost hardly anything at all. You see, once you've bought your resin, that's your biggest outlay. But you think how many different projects you can do with, you know, with your resin. I mean, we used 100ml, but it was actually too many for 4. We could have got away with pouring slightly less in, so you don't have to even do that much. And there we go. So that's them completely finished, but I've really enjoyed doing those, and the resin wasn't as scary as I originally thought. I thought it'd be quite tricky to do, but you can put this resin in so many different things and make so many different arrangements and things, where before you maybe would have been stuck by using, you know, maybe a glass bottle or something. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you haven't already checked out the craft shop in Llandudno, then I'll put all the links in the description down below. They've also got a Facebook page and an Instagram page. So you could use all sorts of different flowers. You don't actually have to just use the lavender, but I just thought the lavender looked really cute and really pretty. So that's it from me. I hope you're all okay, and I will see you again soon. Now you take care. Bye for now.